All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Q&A live stream. You're gonna see me comb my hair for a second. I know, right? You never get to see me comb my hair. Do it this way. Okay, that was weird. All right, so welcome to the Q&A live stream. Today is Saturday, October 7th of 2023. And yes, guys, it has been a while. I'm very glad to be back on here with you guys, and obviously we haven't talked in quite a while, so we're going to give people a couple minutes to join the live stream. And pretty much what I want to do in this live stream is I just really want to catch anybody up with stuff that has been going on. So yeah, so obviously there's a new upload. I'm trying my best, guys, with uploads, but obviously with not so much within my immediate area to film, it's not as easy to get content, but slowly content is going to trickle in. Again, it's just going to take some time, but I am working on it. Yes, it is something that I am trying to make as much of a priority as possible without getting in the way of my studies, of course. So hi, Mr. Mingles. Hello, Elevators Rock On. Have you heard about the new Snapchat Bitmojis? No, I don't. I don't personally know about that. I don't pay attention to Snapchat that much. I do have Snapchat, yes, but I don't pay attention to the Bitmojis. Because someone sent me pictures of it closing. It's very sparse of inventory, so it could have some kind of crazy closing announcement. I mean, the photos look sparse. I mean, the question was it going to be there? I think it still is closing. I think they're just keeping it completely under wraps for the moment. But we'll have to wait and see what does happen with that down the road. So. But anyways, so yeah, not too much this week. Just a Whole Foods in Toledo. And that Whole Foods in Toledo is actually closing on the 13th. So that'll be a pretty quick closing process. So yeah, it is. I know. Wow. Okay. Which Kmart could last longer in the U.S.? It's a tough one. So Bridgehampton is pretty much locked in a lease obligation unless TJX Companies buys out the space for a sick amount of money and does a Sierra trading post in the HomeSense, which could kind of happen. They could end up subdividing that between those two stores and then just have all the different TJX stores. I think Miami is going to last longer for logistical reasons, but I don't know which is going to last longer out of the two. Kmart's. I knew Westwood was going to close at some point, and they did close last Saturday. Wow, it's been a week without the Westwood Kmart. That's pretty crazy to see. Oh yeah, no, I agree, but they're still part of the lease obligation. The only way that the lease obligation would expire is if a tenant approaches Eddie Lampert and they offer a sick amount of money for the spot, which could happen. You know, Eddie's trying to get as much money as possible for the rest of these stores because he knows once he sells it off, that's it. Like, he's trying to do that now while he's still alive. He's trying to sell off the rest of the stores, and that's it. You know, you barely see a press release from Sears now. So there are no more Kmarts in New Jersey. That's crazy. I can't believe. Yeah, I'm happy I went to Westwood when I did. So that's not bad. Yeah, anything entertainment definitely helps. So yeah, and that Raymond Marquez guy, I ended up, just for curiosity, I ended up viewing his LinkedIn profile. So when you work for New York and Company, another company that went under, that should pretty much tell you what direction Sears is going to head in. And you know, I don't care if he's going on there highlighting meetings and stuff in this Sears. When you work for a company that's completely collapsed, you know it's a red flag. I don't care what way he wants to go spin it on his social media page. You know, number one, nobody's shopping there. People don't want to work there. There's no benefits. I mean, what? I mean, think about it. In 2023, and let's think realistically here. What type of benefits is a coworker or an employee going to benefit when they're working at Sears? What type of benefits are they going to receive? Are they going to receive time off? Are they going to have to work harder because nobody else wants the job? You know, and he can candy coat it all he wants on social media, but it's looking pretty scary for Sears. I mean, you know, it's just very scary what's going on with that retailer. So, but yeah, nothing else crazy closing. SB360 is wrapping up liquidation at a J.C. Penney in Youngstown, Ohio, which I think is either wrapping up this weekend or I guess they're going to wait until the middle of October to close the store. So I think that's what's happening there. Oh, absolutely. Private developers love ceasing on any dysfunctional property and anything that's in disarray or disrepair. They'll definitely put an apartment high rise there. That is a perfect location for one too. So they'll definitely um, some developers will offer Eddie Lampert a sick amount of money to put an apartment building there, and Eddie Lampert won't refuse. I mean, I'm telling you, they will offer him a sick amount of money for that spot. Yeah, I guess to just differentiate Sears department store closing from a J.C. Penney department store closing. It's really weird. Oh, October 15th. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So then it's not this Sunday, but then next Sunday they would finish up liquidation. And then Kmart, obviously. Well, what was very surprising about Westwood, and I guess people from all around the country just bought all the stuff. They were done with sales actually by Friday. Believe it or not, they did not close Saturday. They closed last Friday. That's crazy to think. But I get it. When you hear about it in the news, I think people from all corners of the country went there, honestly, in the liquidation sales. So, and then that's it in terms of department store liquidations. No other major closings right now near me. I mean, obviously Bed Bath and Beyond. But what I can say is that I think the next one to go under is going to be Rite Aid. Rite Aid is facing a lot of scrutiny right now and a lot of red flags. First of all, being delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, red flag number one. Red flag number two, big store closing announcement of stores. And, you know, the problem with Rite Aid was they sold a lot of their stores to Walgreens, but the merger never got approved because of the feds. And it's very, it's just very, you know, So, but I think Rite Aid is pretty much done. There's no future there. And let's not forget they're facing an opioid lawsuit. So on top of closing 400 to 500 stores, you're now facing an opioid lawsuit. So the company is pretty much effed. I mean, and think about it. They sell and provide the same things that CVS and Walgreens has. So it comes into question what's so special about a Rite Aid experience that you can't get at Walgreens or a CVS. That's really what it comes down to. Maybe if Rite Aid were to take a different approach and, maybe bring in some new food that's unique to the whole pharmacy experience, sure. But they're doing it now when they're closing stores. This should have been done 5, 7, 8 years ago. It's too little too late, you know? And I say the same thing too about some of the Stop and Shops in New Jersey. Sure, the renovations look nice, but ShopRite's just doing more numbers. They're going to get crushed. And unfortunately, there is a lot of vulnerable Stop and Shops in my immediate area, that haven't gotten renovated. Lyndhurst is close to a ShopRite. Carlstadt, Stop and Shop is very vulnerable. The renovation that they did when they removed when you remove the PNC Bank, that's not good for a store. And then let's not forget, the cheap. I call it that is a pathetic excuse for renovation. All Stop and Shop did was they painted a wall, matched the paint, and put two doors there. That's a pathetic excuse. That is not good at all, and that makes the store look bad. So it's not just even at this point. It's not even the store that has a bad appearance, but now there's no bank in there. Okay, great. They have a pharmacy because Sarah Supermarket sold their asses out to in CVS, but just because you have a pharmacy doesn't mean it's going to be an attractive thing to go to. Sure, maybe some people see it as a cost savings measure, um, you know, but yeah. So getting back to Rite Aid, they're pretty much in trouble. They're pretty much done. There is no future for there. I would not expect. I would not. I would expect some sort of announcement probably before the end of this month that they're going to all go into liquidation. So that's it on Rite. That's it on Rite Aid and Stop and Shop, obviously. Yeah, I think because too nobody bought the space that quickly, so that could be why. And then the landlord just bought it from them, and then they just didn't renew the lease. No, Eddie Lampert's much worse. Eddie Lampert was a hedge fund manager, and he worked on Wall Street. But probably Charles Conaway didn't help either. But just Eddie Lampert and his way of managing money. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but I mean, look at what the end result is. I'm doing pretty good. Well, they probably will. They're probably having closed. You call it closed room conversations where the press doesn't know and where the media doesn't know that they're going to. I'm sure they're already talking to liquidators. It's just the general public doesn't know because they don't want us to think that Rite Aid is going into full liquidation. At least not yet. If it's a pharmacy and has a concept where it has a couple of aisles checkouts in a pharmacy, then yeah, it would be similar to CVS. Which is interesting. Maybe CBS could pick up on that. They get some more international business. That's good for them. Yeah, I heard. I don't know how that's even going to go. I know they want to try and do some malls again, but and this is like the third set. This is like the third time they're relaunching the brand. I mean, I'm not against the whole Toys R Us thing. Obviously, the only reason they're keeping it alive is because of the valuable name of the brand. What I will say about this is Toys R Us itself, the name, has a lot more value than, say, Lord and Taylor or Sears and Kmart, because Toys R Us has a recognizable name, and there's obviously investors that want to step in and try and do everything they can to bring back the brand in some form. But interestingly enough, they've been able to keep the toy chain alive in Canada. So clearly they did something wrong in the US. But I think that all came down to executive leadership. So I think Walgreens service is better than CVS. CVS sucks in terms of pharmacy. Yeah, and it takes forever, and there's always a long line. At least the one where I am. Um, yeah, CVS sucks. I think Walgreens is just. I think, in my opinion, Walgreens is the better out of the two. No, we just Stop and Shop in New Jersey has a lot of underperforming locations. I think in New York, probably New York, I would say more Westchester, they do well, but we have some very badly underperforming Stop and Shops in New Jersey. We've had some of them even like in Central Jersey close. So we definitely have some underperforming Stop and Shops. I one in Paramus closed that they neglected that one for years and didn't even renovate it. So, but Stop and Shop does very well, like in the New England region, like Connecticut, Massachusetts. That's where they're more known. No, I don't think they'll become A&P. I do think that Stop and Shop probably is going to shift their focus away from New Jersey because they realize, whoa, wait a minute, ShopRite has a huge dominance in this state. And I think they're going to focus on maybe a couple of handful of stores in New York, maybe a couple of handful of stores in New Jersey. But I personally think Stop and Shop won't have the big focus on New Jersey. They'll be more focused on their home market, which is Massachusetts, maybe Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New York. They'll focus there rather than focusing on, markets where they're not making money. Yeah, pretty much. Walgreens and CVS is like the Home Depot and Lowe's. They sell the same things, just different names. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to file for bankruptcy. I would probably say even this week, and I could see they're either going to announce a full closing of stores or they're going to announce that their domain and all their private labels are going to get shifted over to Walgreens. So, family-owned pharmacies are always good. Dillard's, I hear they do pretty well. I mean, they don't have any stores in the Northeast. Oh wait, no, I think they. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Von Mauer. Sorry, no, I think Dillard's does pretty well. They have the closest store they have to me is all the way down in Virginia. So yeah, apparently I hear they do pretty well. So oh, hmm, I don't know why my watch turned red for a second. Well, if it's known in Florida, then yeah, they'll have a big dominance there. Yeah, I mean the pharmacies aren't bad, but I wish Stop and Shop made the shopping experience better. Where I mean, and maybe I'm a little biased because ShopRite's New Jersey based, so of course ShopRite has to go all out in the Garden State. But I'm not a big fan of the Ansera supermarket ShopRites. Like, I like the Saker ShopRites a lot more. I think the Saker ShopRites are bigger. They have a much better layout, and I think they're the Saker ShopRites feel like if I had to compare it to like a Walmart, almost yeah, almost like a Walmart, but better. Like they make the food in house. Like, and ShopRite and Sarah ShopRite still make food in house, but just a much smaller selection. So yes, the old Bed Bath and Beyond is gone forever. It'll probably it's going to be a split between CVS and Walgreens when they all buy it out. No, I don't think so. I think Christmas tree shops will not be coming back. The problem is they were based in Massachusetts and only had a sprinkle of stores across the Northeast and the Midwest region of the United States. They're not going to come back. The only reason Lord and Taylor came back was because they were bought by Latote, and Latote was based on the West Coast, and they had a digital website, so they were able to kind of incorporate that into their company somehow. But I guess Lord and Taylor still had value. I guess somehow. I don't know. I don't even know how LordandTaylor.com is doing. All I know is that the employees there work in very unsafe conditions. So, yeah, I think so. Belk? I guess they're doing okay. I have been hearing they do some layoffs, but I guess Belk is doing okay. No, I don't think Dillard's has a store in Connecticut. They're the most north there and east stores like in Virginia. Well, that's good. Overstock.com became Bed Bath and Beyond. Well, they rebranded it. Overstock.com, excuse me, bought the domain and then they rebranded it to bedbathandbeyond.com. Sort of, but they want to reopen stores, but I don't think that's even going to happen. Wegmans, I love Wegmans. You know what? I love Wegmans more than I love Whole Foods. I mean, look, I'm not against Whole Foods, but Whole Foods, how do I put this? Whole Foods, because they have so many locations, they're very, very, very generic. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure a lot of, I have a very biased opinion, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to go to Whole Foods. Like, no, 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 no. I think what Wegmans does that makes the supermarket experience unique is Wegmans brings food, like food that you can buy there with, um, actual food that you could buy there at the grocery store. I think that's what Wegmans does, and I think Wegmans does a freaking phenomenal job, just bringing the experience. I went to Montville, I think, once, and I liked the experience, but it's pretty far from me. I wish they had a store much closer. I like Wegmans, but I don't. I mean, sorry. I love Wegmans. I freaking love Wegmans. I love the store, everything about it, the food, the quality, and they make it a unique experience, kind of like what Stu Leonard's is, but more adult like. Nothing wrong with Stu Leonard's either, but Stu Leonard's, it's more of a kiddie environment. It's not exactly um, you know, kid man, it's not exactly a kids type of place. You can bring kids there, but it's not as kid friendly as Stu Leonard's. Stu Leonard's is also quite expensive, although they do have very good snowball rolls. And a couple of times I've had those very delicious ice cream sandwiches from there. They make them so good too. They're supposed to be opening up one nearby. They're opening up a second one in New Jersey, believe it or not. We're getting a second Stu Leonard. So I personally am very excited about that. And it's much closer than the Paramus location. So I may be a frequent visitor there. So, anyways, I don't know about Shine, but yeah, they probably should get rid of that Macy's. Yeah, Bloomingdale's, of course, gets foot traffic. Yep. Oh, you're thinking of the Gardens Mall. Trader Joe's, they make the experience unique. Not gonna lie, I actually like Trader Joe's. Not as much as Wegmans, but I think Trader Joe's can get the job done. Target, it's only okay. I haven't been like, wow, I have to go back to Target and go to Starbucks. Aldi, eh, not my favorite. And Lildy, no. Aldi and Lildy are pretty much the same. And then Whole Foods is like, eh. Oh yeah, they had an Amazon Fresh very close to my. And you know what they did? They literally had everything ready to go, the whole store. And and this was where the Kmart in Lodi was. This is where they freaking harassed me in 2016. They were ready to. Well, I was a minor at the time, so they were ready to yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't think they can press charges on a minor. But yeah, they were ready to call like the cops because I was filming a closing Kmart. This was before Sears became what it is today. Um, but anyways, aside from that, here they are knocking down this old Kmart, building this whole store for Amazon, and then Amazon's like, "Oh, sorry, we got to back off a little bit. We're backing away from our whole Amazon Fresh thing." I knew that was a red flag. I'm like, you build this whole freaking building. You make the Sterling organization, which the Sterling organization is the. You guys have to excuse me just for 1 second here. Okay, apologize for that, guys. So, okay, getting back to what I was saying. So, the Sterling organization is spending all this money to build this new Amazon Fresh, and then Amazon's like, sorry, we got to pull the plug. I'm like, why would you even build something like that? I mean, Amazon is a huge company. I mean, that's a big loss for the Sterling organization. They were anticipating that Amazon was going to come in and they were going to pump some new life into this strip mall. I mean, that Kmart has been abandoned for almost 10 years, you know? And it sat there. I mean, I'm happy they got rid of the building. They needed to knock the building down, but now you got this empty new construction building that they don't know what they're going to put inside. It's kind of sad, actually. Real estate. Yeah, they should bring Wegmans to Florida. King's Food? No. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's very accommodating considering you have a gluten allergy. Hi, Karam. City Supermarket. Wow, there's a lot of people on here. The French Crusher. Oh, geez. Now everybody's going to go in the chat and name grocery stores. Chick-fil-A? They're not too bad. They have some really good herbs ranch sauce. I got to drink some water, guys. I apologize. Yeah, and they're not bad. He's doing good. I haven't seen him in a couple of days. Just been very busy. So, oh yeah, their milkshakes are very good. I actually had the new seasonal caramel one the other day. It wasn't too bad. I don't know if I'd get it again though. Costco? Oh, Costco's doing fine. There's crowds there all the time. I went maybe 4 weeks ago and there was a crowd. So yeah, Costco's doing okay. Then they're not kicking the bucket yet. So oh yeah, Costco is yeah, of course. Nobody can top Costco. Market Basket and Shaw's. I really wonder what's going to happen with Cost Plus World Market. It does look like though Harmon might be relaunching in Paramus. I drive by there every now and then to that Harmon Face Values on Route 4, and I think that's going to be one of the location that they're going to relaunch Harmon. And it makes sense too. I mean, Paramus is the perfect place to relaunch something like Harmon. Yeah, and you know what it is? And I'm not against Burger King, but you're gonna make me pay a sick amount of money for not so great looking food. I mean, shoot, I'm gonna take my money and go elsewhere. You know, look, I get it, I get it. They're trying to, but you make small little food, uh, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, why am I gonna pay $15 for a large fry and a burger? You know, I can get the same burger at a place like Habit and only pay $12 and get a better tasting burger that's charred. You know, I mean, you got to think, just better thing. Giant supermarket. Yes, I have been to Giant. Giant many years ago was used to be part of Stop and Shop, hence why you'll see the Giant logo similar to Stop and Shop. But I think they sold them off many years ago. Yeah, when did? Let me see. 2011. They went away. But Giant still uses the old Stop and Shop logo. Interesting. Yeah, I like Wendy's now, actually, a lot more. I mean, it's nothing against Burger King. I just wish Burger King made better quality food and they didn't charge a ridiculous amount of money for their food. Which is why I'm assuming to think that Carlstadt followed a crappy path of closing. But there were like five different red flags of why that store closed. Number one, it wasn't a uniform renovation. In other words, they didn't renovate the damn place. It was literally like that from when it opened in 2000. Secondly, reduced hours. Reduced hours is never a good thing for a store and pretty much means it's on the way out. And third, very, very rude staff. You put those three combinations together, eventually the place is going to close. And you get my video taking a 360 around the old Burger King. I'm glad I did it, but wow, it happened so quickly. It's now a Taco Bell. And even then, it's not getting great rep, but Taco Bell put money in that, and it still looks pretty good for what it is. Huge break room though in the old play area, which is nice, I guess. I mean, I just don't see how you need that big of a break room, but I guess they had to keep it up because they've just renovated it. But when you go inside, they have a drop ceiling. They eliminate a lot of the seating, and That's pretty much it. Yeah. High ultra urge. Their Target stores are doing well. It's just the inner cities where they suck because of organized retail crime. So, what is organized retail crime? Organized retail crime is pretty much an entire group of people that get together, they coordinate, they scout out areas, and pretty much, on a typical day, probably during a week day, they all go in and they just start grabbing stuff off the shelves like bears, like a bear grabs a human. I know that's probably an awful example, but or analogy, whatever you want to call it. But they just start grabbing stuff, and then they just run. I mean, they just run, 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 and they run right out of there. I know Philadelphia a couple weeks ago and experienced this. So Target making this announcement what didn't come as a surprise. And after seeing some exhibits in Seattle, I totally get why they're closing these stores. It's sad. It's really sad, honestly, but at the end of the day, these companies have to protect their profits. And if it means they're losing money on a store because of people just taking stuff and not paying for it, they got to do what they got to do, sadly, even if it comes at the cost of people losing their jobs. No, they won't. Target still has a decent presence of locations that are not in areas of organized retail crime. So I doubt they're going to do that. Hi, Chef. Oh, yeah. Well, at least in the chicken market. But yeah, probably in terms of all fast food places, yeah, probably. Yeah, well, it's a Saturday, and people go shopping on a Saturday. Yes, that's correct. I don't know about that one. Yeah, Target's not going anywhere. They're doing pretty well for themselves. And they're coming out with crazy marketing ads to get people in the store. They're using the Target dog, so they're not going anywhere. Yeah, again, and that unfortunately goes back to organized retail crime. Safeway? I've never been to a Safeway. We don't have any Safeways in New Jersey. I would love to go to a Safeway at least once, just to go experience it. I think the closest one is like in Delaware or Maryland. Oh, they affiliate themselves with Acme, which is interesting. Not sure yet. No, that was an office building. Fast Eddie's just, yep, he wants to make huge profits. I don't know. I think Mr. Marquez is trying to get the general public have a better perception of Sears. I think it's a load of garbage. That's just my perspective. watch when it comes out. It's but it's a waiting game, I guess. Macy's, they're not too bad. I like them. I think there's definitely better department store organizations from back in the day, but I think Macy's gets the job done because it's no, I doubt it. I think the Kmart brand is dead at this point. In August, Nordstrom, they're doing okay. Hi, Scott. How are you? JC Penney's fine. So middle of August, Neiman Marcus is doing fine. Hobby Lobby is doing okay. Floor Decor is doing okay. Okay, thank you. David Ronald's doing better. Yeah, I heard about Toys R Us. Oh yeah, I forgot about Joanne Fabrics. Yeah, another one that might go under the tubes. But anyways, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and that's it.